And welcome inside Delaware Live Sports, Nick Alessandrini, and I have the luxury now of being joined by one of the premier baseball players here in the first state from Appoquinimink, Lorenzo Carrier. Lorenzo, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Of course. Thanks for having me, Nick.
Yeah, of course. And just to get things started, there's been a lot of rumors and stuff circulating around, and I know we want to address some of that right now. There was something going around about Miami and making you switch positions and all that kind of stuff, but obviously that's not true. Do you just want to talk a little bit about that real quick to clear that up?
Yeah, of course. That's all a big misunderstanding. It was my personal choice to move from shortstop to center field. In fact, I was going to do that last year if we had a season, but obviously COVID happened. I was planning to move from shortstop to center field because at the end of the day, that's my primary position, and that's where I feel like my future is going to be at. So, yeah, like I said, that was all my choice, and Torres and our whole coaching staff was okay with that, and so was Miami. So.
Yeah, exactly. So glad we got that out of the way. So all those people out there talking about that, obviously not the case here. Lorenzo making that decision yourself. Now just to get started here, to take a deep dive back maybe to your childhood, how'd you get involved in baseball, and how did your love for baseball kind of come about?
My parents got me into it when I was younger. Obviously, my parents were athletes growing up, and they wanted to get me into that too. So I always played baseball and basketball since I was younger. T-ball and YMCA basketball and all of that. But baseball kind of took my heart. It was always something that I enjoyed doing. And as I got older, it started to get a little more serious as I got better. But every time I step on the field, I love it. So.
Absolutely. Now we'll talk a little bit about Appo and your team this season. 11 straight wins now, I believe, dating back to April 10th. And you got some big ones in there. You guys went through a little bit of a 3-game skid back then, but 11 straight wins. You got wins over DMA, St. Mark's, Cape Henlope, and teams that are all ranked in top 5 and the top 10. How are things clicking for the Appoquinimink Jaguars right now and you guys after reeling off 11 straight?
I would say, especially after that 1 week where we lost 3 games, it was kind of a wake-up call for us. Obviously nobody likes losing, but for us it was huge because we were undefeated going up until that point, carrying that streak from when we won the state chip. So it hurt for a little bit, but we realized as a team that we don't want that feeling again, and that we got to do whatever we can to prevent that from happening again. So I think at the end of the day, after that week, kind of woke us up. And, we in practice, we're going 100%, making sure that everybody's doing what they need to do so we can execute in the games. And, we've been able to do that so far.
Yeah, and so you mentioned that championship team. We had you guys on that year. I believe you were a freshman, correct, when you won the championship?
I was a sophomore.
Sophomore, okay, yep. So we had you guys on. You guys went undefeated that year, champions. Do you see any of the similarities between that team and the team you guys have now? Do you think this is also a championship caliber team like you saw back then?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, obviously our team, the year we won the state chip that was probably one of the best teams I've ever played on. This year's team's a little different, but I definitely think that we have a good opportunity at winning another state chip. Obviously, I don't think this year we're not as good a hitting team as we were the year we won the state chip, but I think defensively we're just as good. And, if we execute on our offense and everything, I think we'll be just fine.
Absolutely, and another big one coming up tomorrow. You got a team that was kind of flying under the radar this year was St. George's, and they've really made a name for themselves, especially recently. Tons of wins, winning a lot in a row, and now seeing themselves in the top 1 or 2 in terms of rankings this year for baseball. So a big game tomorrow for your guys. How's the vibe with the team? What's kind of your guys' mindset heading into a big matchup like tomorrow, trying to keep that win streak alive?
We're excited. We're definitely looking forward to it. We whenever we go into a game, we don't ever overlook a team. Especially like St. George's, we know they're pretty good. So we're looking forward to it, and we're just going to give it our best.
We can talk a little bit, if you don't mind, about Miami, and you're heading down there. You are taking your talents to South Beach, if you will, heading to the University of Miami. What kind of led you in that direction? When did you get out there? And to just talk a little bit about how that decision came to be.
Yeah, so I played in like a showcase / all-star game at Vanderbilt University when I was in 8th grade. And there was a bunch of coaches there. And after the tournament was all said and done, Miami was the first school to reach out to me. And from that point forward, they stayed the most consistent and showed the most interest in me. And after I saw the campus and got to visit and everything, I kind of just fell in love with it. It was a no-brainer for me. So.
I know I'm a fan. If you like warm weather, that's definitely the place to be. I don't know if you're like me, but I get sick of the cold every now and then for sure.
No, I'm right there with you.
Now you're committed to Miami, having such a successful high school career, looking to carry that momentum, obviously, into college. What drives you? What's your motivation now that you're already committed to Miami? I know you want to be the best player you can be. How do you find that drive and motivation now with the accolades starting to rack up?
I don't really pay attention to the accolades. Like you said, obviously, I try and be the best player that I can be. But, I just want to, put my family in a better situation than we're in right now, obviously. And, playing this game, me playing this game since I was a little kid, I've always wanted to take it as far as I possibly can. So, I think I've put myself in a great opportunity to do that. So I'm really excited for it.
Obviously, you played your career here in Delaware, but you've played, I'm sure, in different states, different showcases and tournaments with a lot of other players. How does Delaware kind of stack up against a lot of the players you've played from other places?
I would say the competition standpoint, it's obviously a little different than in high school baseball versus travel ball. But I think at the end of the day, it doesn't make too much of a difference for me. I mean, every time I step out on the field, I'm competing regardless of who I'm playing against. So it doesn't make too much of a difference.
Yeah, for sure. Again, Nick Alessandrini, joined by Appoquinimink baseball star Lorenzo Carrier. And Lorenzo, we've got some time here as we wind down a little bit. Again, thanks for joining me. I'll ask you some quick questions now, sort of a lightning round, if you will. Nothing, all less serious questions and stuff we've talked about. You interested in that?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, we'll get started. Question number one, favorite Major League Baseball team?
The New York Yankees.
New York Yankees, there you go. Role model athlete, can be any sport, baseball, basketball. Is there an athlete you kind of model yourself up to or after or maybe look up to?
Ronald Acuna Jr. on the Braves.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. And then if you could live in one city, where would it be?
Definitely South Beach, Miami.
There you go. That's a good answer. Favorite food?
Steak.
Now, walkout song, I'm going to give you favorite artist and walkout song. They can be different. They can be the same, just music in general. What are you thinking?
Favorite artist, I would say Gunna. But favorite song or walk-up song, I would say Write Your Name by G Herbo.
All right, there we go. Some good ones there. And obviously, I'll give you dream job.
Dream job? Hopefully I can be a baseball player when I'm older.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Favorite animal? You got one?
I'm going to go with lion.
Lion, good answer. And then one of the last ones here, Xbox or PlayStation 5?
Xbox.
Xbox, me too. Yep, I'm the same way. Well, thank you so much, Lorenzo. I really appreciate you taking the time to join me this afternoon. Obviously, good luck with the big game tomorrow. And is there anything else you want to share with everyone, our audience here, as we say goodbye?
No, I think that's it, Nick. I just want to say thanks for having me. I enjoyed this time, so thank you.
Of course. Thank you so much, Lorenzo. Good luck tomorrow. Good luck with the rest of your season. I know seeding is coming out on the 16th, so a lot of baseball left here in the first state. Lorenzo Carrier from Appoquinimink, everyone. Thanks, so I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Nick. Have a good one.
Again, that was Lorenzo Carrier, again, baseball star from Appoquinimink High School, all committed, ready to head down to South Beach and get baseball started at the University of Miami. A lot still to go this week on Delaware Live Sports. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be at Appoquinimink tomorrow for a top 5 baseball matchup. It's St. George's and Appo. You can check out that tomorrow on Delaware Live Sports. For Nick Alessandrini, Lorenzo Carrier, we'll see you next time.